All right, I'm a huge soccer fan, and I'm looking forward to the next World Cup. So I want to know, tell me about where the team is, where it's going, and what we're looking at in the next 2 years.
For us, we're looking at a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, particularly casual fans, kind of turn it on when the World Cup comes on and go, oh, there's our team. But for us, It's a lot of work in progress. So
Sure.
We've got qualifying, first of all, which has now started. And the hope is that over the next 2 years we qualify and then prepare for Brazil.
Tell me about the philosophy of the team now versus, with the new coach, where you guys are heading. What's different from before? What new things does he bring into the team?
Well, Jurgen has been a very successful player and a successful coach, and he's brought a very, sort of liberal style of play to us.
Okay.
He was a very creative, attacking-minded player, so for players like myself who like to play that way, it's
Right.
great. We like it. And we're just now starting to kind of get used to him. It's been about a year now. We've had probably 10 or 15 games under our belt with him, and he has a very distinct way he wants to play, and it's proven to get good results, so we're hopeful that that'll happen with us.
So handicap the field for me a little bit. We're looking at a team from Spain that looks practically unbeatable.
Well, I like to remind people that Spain, I think, has lost twice in the last 3 or 4 years, and one of them was to the USA.
Excellent.
So that's a good starting point. That tells us that we're relatively close, but they're obviously more consistent.
Right.
That's why they're good. So Spain is good. When you play Brazil in Brazil for a World Cup, that would be pretty challenging. So I think that's a team that you would have to go through. And then I think Germany is another good team that has done really well in the past few years. That could be a contender.
What do you think of the Italian team? Are you surprised they made it to the Euro final? Do you think that team is coming back on? They're pretty young.
Well, what happens always with the Italians is that it always seems like nothing's going right before a big tournament,
Right.
and all of a sudden the whistle blows and they're back to it. So
Sure.
I wasn't surprised they were in the final. It was pretty impressive to see their run through the Euro Cup. And,
Right.
They're always a good team.
Yeah.
When people count them out, they just keep coming back.
And what about Argentina coming up?
Argentina will be very interesting to see in 2014 because they're going to have a lot of fans there too. They're a neighbor of Brazil. It's in South America, and they're a very talented team with, obviously, in my opinion, the best player in the world. So that could be a team that could be pretty impressive.
So I've been following soccer for years. I'm not a everyday fan, but when I was a kid in '82, I was in Italy when they won the World Cup. So that sort of got me into it. So from watching it here in the States, I've seen it slowly grow in popularity, and I saw a real jump with the last World Cup. With ESPN covering it, everyone I knew was talking about it. Some of your plays were incredible, really got people talking. And now with the Euro, and even with the U.S. not being in it, there was a lot of interest. So do you feel like, it's really starting to accelerate some of the popularity of the sport?
I think what's happened is for the last probably 15 or 20 years, a little bit behind the scenes and a little bit at the grassroots level, it's been getting better and better.
Right.
Obviously, you get tested every 4 years on the big stage where
Sure.
everyone's watching. But when companies like ESPN get behind it and want to push it, people get interested and they create storylines, they let people know the history, they let people know what's going on with us, and that creates excitement around it. And for us now, we're starting to get that platform where people are actually, eyeballs are watching.
Right.
For us, we got to take it to the next level.